It's some type of flying saucer. Now, before you say, Gina, honey, that is not a flying saucer. Who says it's not? Who says it not? Are those normal looking clouds right there beneath us? I tried to find an image of a flying saucer that would match those. I really did. And it's really kind of hard because there's various different types of flying saucers that are out there. There are various different types. But I was watching the cameras, the live webcam in Ushuaia, I think how you say it, in Argentina. And I kept looking at this clouds shaped like this in Argentina is what I kept looking at, thinking this is it looks like flying saucers. It does. They have the ridges on them, and you can look up here at the top. See how the flying saucers, they have the little ledges. Some of them have multiple rings around them. They do, multiple rings around them, and you can look down here, and they do. Let me see if I can get down here. Down here, there even looks like there's windows that somebody is looking out of, like massive, massive windows they're looking out of. Let me see if I can move to make this bigger. This is in Ushuaia, Argentina, and I would not be surprised with this being a flying saucer, being the location that it's from. Now, can you see the windows on the side of this thing right over here? It's like right there. There even looks like there's a head over there that is sticking out. They got a great big gigantic heads. Gina, honey, that sounds so silly. I can't help it. There are beings up in the sky, and they look like they got great big gigantic heads. I'm just going to tell you that. They look like there's giants in the sky. You ever see some of those images? You have these pictures that you take, and there looks like there's an opening in some clouds, and they literally look like they're peeking out of an opening, and these are massive giants. They are probably around 50 to 60 feet tall, or they're just big gigantic heads, or just great big gigantic heads. No, but this right here, let me shrink it back down. This is in Ushuaia, Argentina. Let me do this like this, you all. I'm trying to get it down. Gina, get it going. I'm trying to get it going, y'all. I try to find a UFO picture, flying saucer picture that would somewhat match that. I really did. I've even put it in the edge detect. I put it in the grayscale negative, the regular negative. There's also a ship. I'm going to take this over here. Let me, Gina, where do you got it going on? Well, I got it right here. I got it right here, you all. Don't you worry about it. I got it right here. We got it going on. We do. Now, these are the windows. You can see them right here. It looks like a massive window, and there looks like there is something looking out. You know that if Star Trek, let me just tell you this. If Star Trek has massive windows and all of these other space movies, why wouldn't flying saucers in the sky have massive windows to look out? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? How many of you have been taken up in a ship and you've looked out great big gigantic windows yourself? Well, Gina, that's not possible. There's no such thing as UFOs, and nobody's ever been taken up in ships. Well, then why do we have eyewitness accounts? Why do we have firsthand accounts of people being taken up in ships, looking out these great big gigantic windows, people laying on tables? Well, Gina, honey, it's demons. Who said they're demons? Is that what you were told they were? Have you been one of those individuals who have been laid on the stainless steel tables? Have some of your ovum taken away, some of your sperm experiments done on you? Have you been one of those humans who have experienced that? Were you part of the agreement that was made with the aliens with one of our presidents years and years and years ago? Were you? Did it ever happen to you? Just because it didn't happen to you does not mean that other people's accounts is not true. There's something going on. Now, there's great big windows there. And I tried to find a UFO that would match this image right here. I truly did. I tried to find it. And I'm going to go back to the one image I was looking at. right here. It really does look like there is like great big gigantic window over here. Now Star Trek has windows. I guess all these other Star Wars, they got great big windows they look out when they're flying. Okay, they do. And even some of the flying things that we have in our skies, the windows are a little bit larger than normal. There looks like there is a white ship that is poking out through here also. These are not normal clouds. They're not. They're not normal clouds in Argentina. They're not. This is a bigger view of it, and it was a live webcam, and I was thinking, how can I get that to look even more, because they look kind of interesting. This flying saucers right here. Don't tell me I'm not being heard. Okay, Gina, we are not going to tell you. They look like flying saucers. Now, granted, they have a name for these types of clouds. They've already given it a name when these types of clouds started showing up. They did. We're just going to admit it. They gave these types of clouds names, and I couldn't tell you what they are. All I just say is they're UFOs, and they got some cloud cloaking technology. We've even documented them at Table Mountain, South Africa. And by the way, Susan B. Honey, I noticed now, since you said there was fire on Table Mountain, I noticed the cameras that a person would normally go look, they're offline. They were offline, and that fire happened on the 21st of this month. Oh, what day was that, Gina, honey? I guess it was the beginning of the winter solstice is what day that was. Okay, y'all, we're going to come over here. I've got some of the, let me find them. I did want her to pull up something else, but I wanted to show this also, you all. Let me see if I can get this. Remember that one movie, like they had the things in the sky that kind of looked like that? Well, this was an image that I took when I was working the job that I had that I resigned from in order to do this full time. This was in the sky. This was in the sky above the building that I stepped outside of during one of my little 15-minute breaks, and I took that image. Now, you know that that's not a normal cloud structure, but it eerily resembles the same type of whatever these life forms are in whatever movie that was. It resembles that life form. It's the whole entire makeup of it. You know what I mean? The composition, everything about it. Look at that. And this was what I captured. It's literally like structure in the sky. There's no cloud that should look like some type of a ship up there like it looks. But it happened. And whatever that movie is, I already forgot the name of it. I believe that this is a certain type of species. And they make shapes in the skies. They do. And they're in the clouds. They make shapes in the skies. And I think this movie right here, I'm pretty sure that movie, whatever this came out of, was a documentation of what is already here. Because what is already here is in our skies, and it can do stuff like that. So enough about that. Enough about that, Gina, honey. You get back over to what you're supposed to be talking about. Quit talking. Okay. I'll quit talking about it. I will quit talking about it. I will. I won't mention it. I won't, but I will come over here. And I'm going to take you to this. Here's how it happened right here. You can see right here, we're at the cameras in Ushuaia in Argentina. Now, you cannot, unless you want to look at this thing and say that's just a normal cloud, Gina, there is nothing to it. Well, it kind of looks like it's a flying saucer. Maybe two, maybe layered up here, because it's really smooth looking. It's got the lines and everything like that. This area is very active. I just want to say that. Can I just say that the area, this camera right here, is very active. Sometimes it's not as active as other times, but it is a very active camera. Now look at this. Look how smooth. How many, there's no telling how many disc-shaped UFOs, and they really could be. Up here, how smooth it is. There's no telling how many there could be. See, the green screen showed up too on that camera at that timestamp. You see that? There's something about the internet that really looks strange with a lot of this green screen stuff showing up. Let me get back over here, you all. Now, look at the structure of it. It literally looks like a great big, massive, massive UFO. You can see how big it is. It's bigger than the mountain area, the mountain peaks. This thing is massive. Someone said that Table Mountain in Cape Town, South Africa. Are we over here? In Cape Town, South Africa. Did someone say that it was like 2 or some odd miles long? I would say that the mountain peaks here would probably be about that long too, maybe. At least partial. That's a massive ship up there in the sky, you are. It really is. Well, Gina, it doesn't look like it. It really does look like a massive UFO. It's too smooth. It's way too smooth, and there looks like there is a disc-shaped UFO up here on this part too at the top. And before you say, well, there's no such things as UFOs, they don't have no technology. We are the only advanced species that are out there. Hello. Do you truly believe that the human race is the only advanced species that exists or that has ever existed? Do you truly believe that? The governments of this world don't believe that. There's been so many books written on it. There's been so much history that has been erased about it. There are technological advanced species out there, much more technologically advanced than us, and it is said that we got our technology from some of these aliens for making a deal with them. So if we got technology from maybe a certain group of aliens for making a deal with them, would that be the only set of aliens that there are? The only other species was the one that exchanged technology in exchange for whatever they made their deal with? Or are there, in fact, other types of species out there that are even more advanced than the ones that we made a deal with? And perhaps maybe there are other species out there who are, let's say, good species that literally care about the human race. I think we can. And we can say that there are some bad species that do not care about the human race, but there are good, because you can't have the good without the bad. You cannot have it. It doesn't happen. There's got to be both of them. So let's get back to that. Where were we at? I was sitting here looking at the flying saucers in Argentina. We can look at it. Yeah, because we are. Listen, no. Look how massive it is. Up in the sky. You rarely ever get, I really rarely see clouds, structures that are so smooth like this. I rarely do. And so massive in nature. So massive. Now, you'll see them on maybe Mount Shasta or some other mountaintops. You will see them. You will see them on these mountaintops, and they'll just hover over the peak of the mountains or the volcanoes. You think, wow, that looks really strange. It looks like there's flying saucers stacked. And someone would tell you, no, it's just a certain type of clouds. Well, then why don't we see those certain type of clouds all the time? Why don't we see the certain types of clouds all the time if that's what it is? All the time, all around. Why are the clouds so different? Yeah, why are they so different? I didn't do it like that, y'all. So let me do this. Where was it at? It was right here. This was in the edge detect. This is the edge, the top layer of that cloud structure right there. Let me see if I can get over to this one. Look at this one. Right here you are. This is the inverted image. Look at this. Look how smooth this is. Then look at the edge. It literally looks like a rim. You have it smooth right here. It comes down. It's got another level, and then it so smoothly curves itself in. It's perfect. It's perfect. There's something. This is a massive UFO in this cloud right here. And it's cloaked in the clouds. It's massive. It's way too smooth. The curvature is way too smooth. Let me bring this down. It's way too smooth to not be a massive UFO up there. Way too smooth. Unless we have clouds that are literally perfectly smooth like this too. You know what I mean? perfectly smooth like that. So this is the whole entire structure. It goes from one end all the way down to the other. Well, Gina, then if that's the case, then why isn't this side smooth? Because it's extending out, and there's probably ships right here, white ships. And let me get this right there. Probably white ships, or this, since this is inverted, black ships, because it's in the grayscale. Well, is that what we were in? Yeah, we was in the grayscale negative over here. You can put your pictures in something like this, and here we got another one. So this would also be the grayscale negative. This is a different view of the massive structure, the massive ship up there in the sky, and you can see it right here too. And you can see on top there is another UFO up here in this area. Look at that. Right there. I don't know if what's happening to the top of it, but this is an even space where right in between here, layered. And look at the top of this. It looks, it's perfectly flat. Perfectly flat. What clouds are going to be perfectly flat like that? They're not. They're not going to be perfectly flat. The clouds you're going to see are going to look like this. Gina, can you put yourself back to you? Hello. We're talking about these massive disc-shaped UFO. They look like a UFO in Argentina. And you're going to go back over here to this screen. You all look at it. Look at it. Look at the shape of this UFO. This is the edge detect. Well, Gina, honey, anybody can do the edge detect. Can I do my presentation? These are solid structures in the sky, and this magic pen is another word for the edge detect. This is literally drawing out the definitive edges of what's up there. Whatever's up there, whatever edge it is, it's showing you what it is. Right up here, you can see the top of the UFO. I'm calling it a UFO because it has the shape of it. Right there, you can see it. It's perfectly, it has a space in between. It's probably some windows in between. And you can look at the edge of this. It's quite smooth. It's solid. It's a solid structure. It's so smooth. I'm just envisioning, look how straight these edges are right here. Perfectly straight. And the clouds that are around them, they're wiggly. They're wiggly clouds, you all. Gina, were you talking about wiggly? That's exactly what I mean. They're wiggly, scribbly clouds, but the structure itself is solid, and it really does look like it has a UFO setting on the top of it. Literally, setting on the top of it. And if this is not two UFOs, then we are looking at a massive, massive, massive mothership. Could even have an opening at the top. Could have something that opens up the top, you all. It really could. I mean, it's wild. It's so wild. What are we looking at over here? The same thing. It's the other spanning of the camera right here. It's smooth. It's cloaked. I don't know what this thing is over here. Some cloud structure, but this is the negative. Like if you would take your film and get it developed, this is the negative, and you'd get the real picture right here. You can see it. They're up in the clouds. This is the one that we were looking at. Now it looked like it's got another layer on top of it, you all. There's something going on, and this right here truly is massive. Massive, massive, massive. This is truly one of the most massive UFOs I have seen in a long time. And when I say massive, I mean a solid structure all the way across, because that's what it appears like. And there appears to be like something else right here on the edge of it. Some other type of flying saucer or something like that. Let me put it back to me for a moment. I'm going to make sure I got it the right image over here. This is in Argentina. This was the Yashaya, the webcam, the live webcam they have, and you can go back all the way to the beginning of it. Excuse me. Let's put this back to me. So it looked like a massive flying saucer. I went over on the FAA. I saw some activity over there too. That kind of looked like that shape, but they don't have really good cameras over there for some strange reason. They do not. I also went over to the observatories, and they have some kind of massive structure in the sky. You can see it right here. This was the south-facing camera at the observatory. These are some kind of structure in the sky. It really looks like great big windows right here. Great big windows. This could literally be a enormous long ship. Enormously long. The way it looks right here. It's wild what these cameras catch. It's wild, Gina, because it's not real. Excuse me, it's real. You don't have to believe it, but there are those who do believe it. Look at that. Just like that. This is the observatory in Hawaii. And this is that one UFO in Ushuaia. You can see it has the one sticking off. You can see the solid structure right here that was put in the little magic pen, which would be the edge detect showing the shape of that cloud structure. With the, look at the angle here. Look at that sharp going down right there. This ship is literally got cloud cloaking technology in it. Look how massive it is over that, hovering over the mountain peak. It's right here. Look at it. It's massive. It's so massive. I wonder if these are those 2 to 3 mile long ships. Really, think about it. 2 to 3 miles long. And what would happen if they uncloaked themselves, you all? And they made themselves known. Well, Gina, that's simple. What would happen? It would be Project Bluebeam. Who said it would be Project Bluebeam? Is that what you've been hearing? Can you learn to think for yourself? Can you come to your own conclusion by studying and stuff and, doing your own research? Just gathering data? We don't have to always believe what they say. No, we don't. And the reason, that's why we get in trouble. That's why we get in trouble, you all. Because you don't always believe what you are told about it, but there truly is too much information on there. See, I made it look like that. Boom. This is like a regular whatever UFO. It is. It's just regular UFO. But this is side by side. No, this is like some massive structure up there in the sky, you all. Totally like massive. Massive. I am going to go. That was the live webcam in webcam taxi. Where was you at, Gina? I was over here at the webcam taxi in Argentina is where I was at, and I was at the one particular camera, and it was this very camera right here at the webcam taxi in Argentina. And time has passed. It has. You may not see it on there. It doesn't look like it wants to play. It really doesn't. Let me see. You can see it over there in the far corner. You can see the shape of it. Okay, yeah, we're over there. This is the shape. You just take your little thing and you just like do it. Look how massive. Look how smooth. It's perfect. It's perfect time to cloak themselves in the sky. Absolutely perfect. And if you're new to this, you may totally dismiss it. Say there's no such things as UFOs. So can't you recognize a cloud structure? Can you recognize UFOs that are cloaked with cloud cloaking technology? Can you? Yeah, that's right. Can you do it? So I am going to go. I'm going to go, you all. It's my own personal opinion. It is. They look mighty abnormal. They do. They don't look like a normal cloud would look, because I certainly do not see these type of clouds every day in my skies. Or if I'm driving down the road, I don't see them every day. I don't. So every once in a while, you'll see them. So I'm going to go, and thank you all for your comments, and thank you, moderators. I give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. That's right. We can do it. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. It is 3:51 p.m. and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Love you.